Done? Okay, cool. Alright, so can we start with our poets? Yes. Yeah, you guys are ready with your poems? Alright, so first maybe we'll ask Jennifer to come on here. She's actually a published writer as well, and she's reading some poems from her poetry collection.
Hi. So I've never read poetry out loud before. It's gonna be a little bit flat. This one's called Judgment Day, and I marked 3 to read. I was like, maybe I'll just read one of them, but your perspective on religion and faith, I was like, I cannot read this one. Okay, so it's called Judgment Day. When the day arrives and it's time to turn in the clocks and surrender to eternity, I'll look you dead in the eyes and ask you to explain to me just why you were so cowardly as to create and leave your strongest soldiers to burn in its eternal flame, or the toasted marshmallows over the embers of our dying souls. No demon across the realms could ever compare to the black heart of a god who sold his soul to the highest bidder.
I've sent 3 poems for everyone if you want.
Only for 1 minute. Please have coffee.
Oh yeah, guys, get your copies if you want to. Jeez. Okay, so no one got up.
I think you can maybe just ask him to take.
Yeah, I will. I will.
Alright, I'll just do one more poem. This one's called Overcome. Put down the pen, let it go, let it go. Be still, little heart, fight is over. In silent whispers, stolen glances, I tell myself that I'm done fighting for what I've always wanted, for everything I've learned. I'm not strong, I'm not brave. I don't have the courage to tell myself I'm failing. That I'm giving up on everything, on all I wanted to be, on all I knew I couldn't be. I'm not the warrior in my head. I'm human. I'm human. I'm human. When will that ever be enough?
Thank you so much. I didn't get to hear it, but the first one maybe. Okay, so we have Robina Farouk. Can you please come?
Happy morning, everyone. I say happy morning because when it's a birthday, you always say happy. So why not greet every time in a happy way and say happy? So I was basically a teacher, educator, and a child educator. Took a sabbatical and started working with children on the street. The addicted children, children in need of care and protection, the children in the slums. And that was where I learned what life is. So my poem, I was basically working with the child helpline, rescuing runaways, and the working children, begging children, and I met some women who were begging with the children. They brought a different child every day. They were given several warnings, but nothing changed. So when I spoke to them, is what comes out in this poem. Equality. Am I audible? I should be, because though teaching children I had to be loud. I hail from a community dwelling in hutments in this concrete jungle. A community where women beg for a living and men bloom on their earnings, gambling and boozing. Empower women, hit me below the belt. I interrogated myself. Will I be empowered, being the gender I am? Will I be empowered when I was constantly working on empowering my child with the art of begging, as she was my bait to receive arms? And I was a man of the house with no power. Equality never existed in our dictionary of overpowered, obscene vocabulary. Equality was a swear word, never uttered, for it was considered a bad omen, an attack on the virility of the drunkards who were masculinity personified. Empower women? What a lie. The next poem is exploitation. With due respects, it's about the holy men with all the unholy attitude, unholy robes. This is a true story. Equality, hopeless. I was labeled a woman of no character, as I dreamt otherwise, thought and acted differently. I was labeled a woman of no character, as I dreamt otherwise, thought and acted differently. I fled from home, a teenager, was rescued and sheltered. I grew up on charity and donations, with the stigma hammered on my being as a woman. Defiance became my identity, though I harbored true human emotions. Dreams many I viewed around my tainted self. Loved I many, my ultimate love being a holy robe hung. Loved him, cared for him, satiated his physical ardor with just one thought, my partner for life. Used royally I was by him, in bed and otherwise. He a holy one, unable to keep his desires at bay, making it stand today on the threshold of lost identity. He has no thought of a lifetime commitment, a use and throw I was. His holy robes were drenched in my femininity, while my naked, holy emotions were rudely shattered, soaked in unholy nomenclature. Empowered I was. Empowered I was, with another star on my label of a characterless woman. Empowered I was by another star on my label of a characterless woman, an escort. Did I hear you mention? Did I hear you mention equality? Empower equality, I come up. It's another dark poem. It's again naked reality. It's about a young baby of 2 days old being adopted. The ringtone woke me up from a dreamless slumber. A query was posed. What plans for Mother's Day? And this opened up a wound which is never healed. Mother. A word which exists not in my vision. Have heard a lot of the word, it being hyped, worshipped, loved, adored, and of course, religiously, devoutedly sworn upon. Women's Day I celebrate to honor them, but have no reason for celebrating Mother's Day. Conceived as I was, out of ardor of a male body for a female soul. No rejoicement at the fusion, as I go to the fetus. A burden I was cast upon and crushed for my presence in the womb itself. Mother, the epitome of love, goddess say all. And where are you, mother mine? Why did you abandon me, a day-old child to be adopted? Whispers and asides heard I. A child that was born out of love. Yes, born out of love. Out of love of a woman for a guardian of peace. Together they made me an illegitimate body. There is a woman who mothered this day-old child. Yet I'm motherless. Yet I'm motherless. A biological child with no biological mother. Oh mother, wait when you, am I your clone or your body lovers? If I was made out of love, if I was made out of love, conceived in loving embraces, then deserted by motherhood. The world pronounces intimacy legitimate, physical satiation legitimate. Then why? Why? And why is a child born out of love, out of the knot of marriage, a marriage which suffocates more than binds, turned illegitimate? The world pronounces intimacy legitimate, physical satiation legitimate. Then why is a child born out of love, out of the knot of marriage, a marriage which suffocates more than binds, turned illegitimate? Dear mother, where are you? Dear mother, where are you? Will I ever see you, know you? The day you reveal your presence, today the child is happily adopted, almost on the verge of completing this degree. But then he reaches we have time for 1 minute. My poems are abstract and they arise from what I observe. I find poetry a vent and let out for all my pent-up emotions, my frustrations. The poem is titled Naked. How do you visualize the word naked? Asked the old man who cracks. The child, barely 12 years, was shocked by the audacity of the grandfather. A tirade of defiance followed as the query had opened up a Pandora's box of mixed emotions. The child was not the only one whose mind was boggled. Dizzily, the 12-year-old's mind swirled in the depth of forbidden waters. The term conjuring up images, devilish in the demeanor, even but alluring. Children swallow what is fed them thoughtlessly. If a simple word naked drives their emotions insane, who can be held responsible? The child or we? The ones who feed their imagination. We were conceived naked. Naked swam the fetus in the whirlpool of the umbilical fluid. Naked was birth, and naked the deliverance. So why pollute, adulterate the word, which is purely naked with no hidden rules? If nudity is insane, what are unholy desires? Naked is vague, devoid, deprived, unrobed of feelings, emotions, desires, hopes, expectations, wants. There's no harm in being naked, but charm, filling the heart with calm. Naked figures worshipped, naked art appreciated, naked clothes ogled, naked bodies adored. Then why naked is so undesirable, unholy, casual? Naked. Nudity lies in the eyes of the observer, where an overdressed one is underdressed and a dressed one. Naked lies in the eyes of the beholder, as the overactive human mind weaves a web around. A tangled web of twisted emotions whose sanity is questioned when naked boggles your mind. When naked boggles your mind expresses you, remember the day you were born, and you will know the value of the word naked. It is naked.
Thank you so Honestly, man, thank you so much for reading your poetry to us today. We have so much to learn from you. And thank you so much for all the work you've done. It's really, really admirable.
Still working with that.
Good. Okay, so next we'll have Gautam. Yeah?
Hi everyone, good morning. Like a proper 21st century poet, I'm reading from my phone. And since we talked so much about Sylvia Plath, I have been thinking about this poem that I'm going to. It's called Writing to You from the Branches of My Fig Tree. And if you know from Sylvia Plath's The Belgia, there's this really famous analogy of the fig tree where she's looking up at her life and thinking of how imagining it as a fig tree and how each fig is like a possibility of hers or a path she could take in her life. So yeah, this is writing to you from between the branches of my fig tree. I've been planted, watching the branches tentacle around me. The soles of my feet fit in the crevices in between, and I find myself looking down, wondering whether the ground will come up to catch me. Stringless limbs, isn't this all I've wanted? No puppeteer in the canopies. Fruit, sweet, rotten, all for my picking. There's splinters and juice in the palms of my hands. Anything written in them picked out and licked off. I'm no girl anymore, apparently. Just bark, just bite, peeling. I'll never love anything as much as I love this tree. An axe to the trunk, and it'll kneel to embrace me. Somehow I choose to swing around and skin my knees. The branches have bone enough, and the noose is buried far, far from this tree. I have another one called It's Really Bad Explaining My Poetry. I cannot explain my poetry and I cannot explain the poetry I love, so I'm just going to read it. It's called €5 Church Candle. I went to church to look at the stained glass windows and listen to Ethel Cain. The ceilings made me feel smaller than I already am in a crowded city. There's too many chapels here. God knows faith is frail, and mine only exists in music and as music. It takes on the face of whoever that day feels to me holy. In the moth that I killed on the yoga mat accidentally, the pigeon that flew right at my face on farmer's market Sunday morning, in the man on the metro on Christmas Day 2022, denim on denim, earring on earring, in the sculptures you're not allowed to touch in every museum. Taking Gothic architecture classes so I can look up in all my disbelief for divinity. I will play this song until someone comes to find me. The candles die perpetually, a soft, slow death, burning to keep us warm and playing. I just have one more, and it's called Mermaids. And there was a time when I went to study in Paris, and this was I did a creative writing course in Paris, and this was my final poem in my dissertation, and it was kind of an homage to my whole year there and to the city itself, sort of. And it's called Mermaids. The crack of a can opening. I hunger for river foam on my lips. I've fallen in and out and all over. Teeth too sharp for my tongue. The bite never matches the song. By the Seine with my offerings, bottles of rosé, sweet, the girls who braid my hair, paint my nails blue-green, hanging onto the bank by a shoelace, plastic cup between my fins. Nothing feels quite like drowning. I did. I was Javert full of guilt. Then by gunfire I was forced in. For a plaque, I let down my hair. My people watch while I swim ashore for the year, born of the water, a foreigner but a city's daughter, going where the English boys go to drink. How can I be hungry when the river runs through the city?
That was so wonderful, and it was so intricate. It had that warmth of girlhood in it and traveling. It was really beautiful, and poems shouldn't be explained. We're just doing it because modern poetry. I don't know. Okay, so next we'll have Prajwal. Yeah? Okay, come on. He actually has his own magazine as well. He's starting his own magazine. So let's go.
So, I think first of all, let me say a couple of things. Thank you to Upasana and Jatin for giving all of, like all the poets here over here an opportunity as an open mic so that it'd be easier to express and let people know that poets exist. And second, I want to congratulate both of you and both of your families as well on your new journey on Flight and on Duffy's Wolf. Yeah. So congratulations on that. Okay. So I hope everything goes amazing with you. And when I'm like both of you were speaking individually, I noticed something, and so first of all, I think you're agnostic or atheist. Atheist, right? Yeah. So like to be honest, even until recently, until March of this year, when I was in rehab, I was an atheist as well. And even my clinical psychologist was like, read the Bhagavad Gita not as a religious thing. Read it just to read it, like how you read a poet's book. So basically that's also so because of that, I as you were reciting your poems, I had to write one myself while sitting. So that was, I was an atheist until I wondered. I was agnostic until I read the Gita. I was a man until I died. I died until you smiled. So that is one thing that came into my mind.
Damn, you called me out so quick. Jesus.
Yeah. And I think you kind of like, I wouldn't call it obsession, but you like depth. Yeah.
It is an obsession.
Yeah, same. Then, in fact, I'm also obsessed. I am also obsessed. So I wrote one more thing for you. That's called It's Okay. When it arrives naturally, death is a blessing. Just like how a ripe fruit falls on its own when the time's perfect. So then I think now it's time for me to start my recitation or whatever. So the first thing is the 5 stages of suicide. Stage 1, inclination. Something has sparked my neurons and has led me to melancholy, like a toffee getting chewed by a toddler. I feel like Antonio, for in sooth I know not why I am so sad. However, it is quite humorous that I feel comfortable in this sad state. This shoe fits my feet. What lies next may not be my defeat. Part 2, contemplation. Maybe I must do it. Maybe yes. But what next? Certainly my legacy must live. I have achieved nothing as a man until now. Will this act of surrender be my endgame? After I go, all of my existence will be thrown away into the mighty Ganges. With my ashes united with the Almighty, Gangadhara's grace and grace, will I be honorable as a man? This question nags me. I will answer this some other time, but for now I'll clean my gun. Part 3, negotiation. When I die, my mother will cry, my father will drink, my sister's heart will sing, my friends will debate, for I carry this hate with no shame, but a fetid aim to kill my soul just for a mediocre goal. They call suicide Atmahatya in Kannada. Makes sense, for I did not kill my body, but also my decayed soul. Before I go, I must write a will. But what do I have? I have no property other than selfishness. How can I share it when there is plenty in store? A charity might work. Part 4. Execution. I misplaced my gun. I lost my rope, but that wouldn't have mattered. There are no ceiling fans in my room. I have a fair share of antidepressants and antipsychotics with me that I can use as an efficient backup plan. A liberating feeling is sprouting. I do not understand how I am becoming an expert at perspiring with imminent death, ending all of my worries and transferring it to my loved ones with grains of guilt. 1, 2, 3. Wait, I'm still alive. Part 5. Quietation. My ghost wanders in the silence of my passing away. After killing myself, I now realize that I killed my soul when I could not see my body's purpose. The failure in my life arose from the failure to see life in my life. So that's the first one. And the second one is called Old Monk. Yeah, Old Monk Ram, not the old sadhu. Yeah, so this one it goes like, some drink for the buzz, some drink for the taste, some drink for the burn, some drink for the madness, some drink for the tears. I, however, drink for the cirrhosis. Yeah, last one over here. Without any flaws, what would a person be? They'd be a poem without any words. Without any breaks, what would relationships be like? They'd be tears without any salt. Without any pain, what would our lives be like? They'd be books without any pages. Without any hurdles, what would our journeys be like? They'd be a joke, but without any punchlines. And without you, what would I be like? I'd be a lamp without any oil.
Your reflection are similar to Dr. Sanna Karina,
Yeah.
last pages.
Yeah.
That's really great.
I have translated that into Kannada.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I'll read that book then.
Yeah.
Alright, so after calling us out, which is so good, I do think there's so much philosophy in the Gita and all of that we still need to study, and as you of course become to upload decisions. That was really good, and I really liked how there was humor also woven into the poems, and it's really nice. It's a nice way to look at death actually. So next we have Priya. Okay. Alright.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm also a phone person. I would type, but nothing like pen and paper. Yeah, so myself, Priya. Contrary to many people's view, I'm a firm believer in God. So I believe this place is places like where you can put down your views. So I've been writing for 15 years, and this is the first time I'm presenting in an open mic, apart from academic and other circles. So yeah, so this is very close to me. I've written it in last month, a phase where I felt really insecure. I felt left out, and the stab when loved ones, when you cross oceans for people and people don't cross puddles for you, that kind of feeling. But I found my solace where it is supposed to be found. One is about, to put it in 2 lines. First poem is when I felt like I've been left on those round boats in Hogenical. They'll spin you and your soul will leave your body. Yeah, I felt like I felt like I'm in such one kind of tokri boat in an ocean, dark, no moonlight, sunlight like Titanic, and I don't know swimming. And second one is where I've ran for human love all the time, and there was always a void. Sorry, I'm fumbling. So one is in English and one is in Hindi. So yeah, if you understand Hindi, please don't beat me up. Yeah, because I've seen a lot of things on social media, but this is very close to my heart.
1 minute, Priya Rashni.
Coffee.
Just tell me please if you want a coffee or something, please. Sorry.
Order your coffee, please.
Okay, before starting the process, I tried to tell you, but I was like, what is that? I'm so sorry. Okay. Okay, the first one, voyage. I'm standing in a battle where the enemy rattles. He thought that he has won. Alas, he knows I am the sun. Deep down in the ocean, he wants me to drown. Even after knowing I have my father's crown. Under the dark night sky, the ocean roars. Deep trenches below, the creatures glows. The angel of light wanna put up a fight. Nevertheless, he is in flight, gliding through sudden storm. Wind, mind and soul, utter calm. How can I sink, rethink, cause on my boat resides the goat. In victory I float, cause the destiny he wrote. And this one is called Aziz or Aziza. Okay, a beauty and beautiful. So Aziz is for the male and Aziza is for female. Okay. ओ मेरे रहनुमा, कितनी दफा तुझसे दूर चला हूँ, कितनी दफा दुनिया से दिल लगाया हूँ. ओ मेरे रहनुमा, कितनी दफा तुझसे दूर चला हूँ, कितनी दफा दुनिया से दिल लगाया हूँ. शिद्दत और बरकत तेरी लेकर इबादतें किसी और की सजाया हूँ. सोचा तेरे फितूर का हो गया है खात्मा मेरी ओर. सोचा तेरे फितूर का हो गया है खात्मा मेरी ओर. क्या कहूँ खुदाया, तूने मोहब्बत और शिद्दत और रहमत फिर से बरसाया. रहनुमा, ओ मेरे रहनुमा, आखिर शिद्दत मोहब्बत सिर्फ तुझ में ही पाया. हूँ मैं तेरी अजीजा और तू मेरा खुदाया. So Rehnuma is a pathfinder. Rehnuma is somebody who will direct you. That's it. Thank you so much.
That was really great. You're so sweet and you recited it really well with so much confidence. I love that. And I wish you a peaceful voyage. Thank you. Okay. So, sorry, I'm just gonna check if the poets are here. Is Nishank here? No? Okay, is Yogesh here? No? Okay. Ekasmai? Okay. Could you come here? Welcome, Ekasmai! Hello everyone. I'm going to read a few poems from my book. This is a collection of my first ever written work in terms of published book. Thank you so much. Okay, I will explain it as I go. In vacant and in passive mood. Almost in a frenzy, I rush to finish the mountains of work pending, peering through their intimate visage. I busy myself with sundry concerns. There seems to be a presumed intent even in my solemn twists and turns. Days of maniacal maneuvers, not a step out of place, running to the rhythm of a learnt resolve, but an underlying fear that this arranged amnesty will suddenly into chaos devolve. What lies beneath this sure-footed surface is hardly so pleasant to face. I keep my mind vacant, for in thought I am taken back to you. The now arcane wallpaper of our forgotten time flights through the caked coats of fresh paint that I religiously slather. In this new season of harvest, when the ground brags of beauteous buds and blossoms, it surprises me that it is still the burnished remains of the fallen leaves that my hands gather. You stay on like a reluctant reminder, or like turmeric stains on the dishes from a festive feast. Tracks broken on glass, this brocade of bitterness by which my body lies besieged. Scabs on my skin, this unshakable sentiment, a mocking memento of a turbulent togetherness. That's my first one. the poem called It's a Saturday. Yes. She asked if I was in pain. I nodded. I was hurting. Not in a way that I wish to acknowledge, not in a way that I know or could have foreseen, but in the way that feeling anything at all was more tedious than it would seem. It was the dishes in wanting of wash that made you feel the starved tongues of several skipped lunches and dinners. It was the matted mildew of my knotted hair that made you feel the abrasive abandon of thought or time that I refused to spare. It was the tears of agitated eyes that made you feel like trying was far too inconsequential, too juvenile, and inexperienced to fathom the full weight of the hurt. The span of full breath of this disappointment's desert. Perhaps I stared into the half-open window, hoping it will reveal something potent and profound, while knowing full well that hope lay buried 6 feet below the rubble of off-trodden ground. My final poem is actually something a little less sad and a little more hopeful. It's called Remember Us. It's still not published, something that I've written very recently. Remember us. I see why it's called a flyover. As we soar above the city's luminance, which narrowly settles at second spot to the joy I imagine is sprawled on my continents. My one friend at the helm, forging through time, masterfully steering us through this uncertainty with a direction that feels insistent, almost convincing us we are where we should be. The other friend, perched as a perpetual passenger, but more insightful than any other that has ever chosen to lead the way, dashing all doubts and putting all my anxieties in a restful sway. And I, watching magic unfurl before our eyes, I make sure to remember this history that lurks in the moment in presence disguise. I breathe in the beats of every successive second, note the folds in the moment's membranes, as if knowing it were life's only purpose. I record the ripples our laughters create, as we lose sense of words and the tenuous roads we barely navigate. I remark at the sheer randomness that made us meet. They roll their eyes in disdain, masking a demeanor of delight more replete. As the music of a familiar tune blares into the winds, my friend's grasp through the open window traces the emptiness of all that is outside and beyond us. I remember lines about how we are infinite, and naturally I disagree. It is not infinity that we hope to find. In this moment, we are momentous. For whatever happens tomorrow or in the years that follow, we are everything that was, is, and will be. Remember us. Thank you.
Thank you, that was so good, and there's a certain hope in the tenderness that you've written with, so I was really inspired by that. Also, now can I know, Rahul is here, then Karthik? Yeah, sure.
Hi everyone, I'm Karthik, and first of all thank you for giving me this space here. And I'm quite new to writing. I just started writing a couple of months ago, so I'm nervous and excited. So here we just start. When you dance with them, just save a little swing for me. When you care for them, leave a little space for me. For when you're all forsaken, come to me and take all that's meant for you to be taken. Share with me all your dreams they promised you, at an old house with a bottle of melrose and a seat reserved for you. For when you're all tired, come to me and dream in my lap just how you desire. Sing to me all your poems you have kept to you, as a cry for melancholy and as a longing from you. For when you're all alone, come to me and dance with me as they all adore. For once again, when they all hold for you, leave as I sleep after wailing you. For when you leave, just consider, when you care for them, leave a little trace for me. So this is the first poem. The next poem is in Hindi. So, वो घड़ी जब आएगी, तुम अकेले रह जाओगे. शबिस्तानों में जब सिलवटें नहीं आएगी, तुम सिसक कर पछताओगे, तुम अकेले रह जाओगे. याद नहीं जब कोई करेगा, लावारिस इस मकान में जब पुकार नहीं कोई आएगी, तुम शरीर बिखर जाओगे, तुम अकेले रह जाओगे। प्यार नहीं जब कोई करेगा, घड़ी ये काटे चाहे कट नहीं जब पाएगी, तुम अपने दीदार को खुद धुंधला धुंधला पाओगे, तुम शरीक ना पाओगे, तुम अकेले रह जाओगे। वो फूलों की जमाली जब वापस मुरझा जाएगी, गुर्बत जब देख तुम्हें खुद अफसुर्दा हो जाएगी, तुम वापस ना आ पाओगे, तुम अकेले रह जाओगे। देख तुम्हारी हालत जब ये दिल तन्हा रोएगा, प्यार से बढ़कर याद जख्म की जब तन्हा ना छोड़ पाएगी, तुम सिसक कर पछताओगे, वो घड़ी जब आएगी, तुम अकेले रह जाओगे।
Hi everybody, my name is Amani. I did not think I was reading today, but here I am. So I wrote this very recently, less than a week ago. Please pardon me if I'm no good, because I may not be any good at all. Right, so it's called Passage with You. I was passing along a spectrum of passages, each passage adorning different realities. I met you in one of them. A passage that seemed to have timeless moments. We walked together many more passages. One red, one blue, one yellow, one pink. And spoke of the oranges, violets, lavenders to come. Little did I know you had another traveler in mind. One fine day as we walked through a green one, you walked out of the passage door without me. I waited by the door not knowing if I should move ahead. I waited for you to come back and pull me with you. I waited not knowing how long the wait was. Suddenly I realized there were no lights in the passage. The light had come from within us. With you gone, I had only a dim light. I held on to the dim light. Slowly the green became darker, moldier and cold. I was holding a candle about to be blown out. The door was still open. I was still going back. I kept holding on to the thought of you coming back, how it would all go away, and there would be light, and the passage would be a peaceful green again. Time passed. A lot of it. I was stuck in darkness. I couldn't walk past the door without you. I would not. As my candle kept burning out, I thought this would be the end of me. And I may not be able to see the light. I remembered a distant comfort within me. Faint, so faint, it hardly materialized. Hope against hope. It helped me join us to strength. It seemed like time kept passing through me. I stood still, ever so still. Hardly could I believe I was moving. I held on to the light. I had to live, for there was so much to see. Oranges, violets, and lavenders. I filled my heart with all the things that once brought me joy. Light became brighter. The passage became warmer. It wasn't the same green. It was tainted, discolored, and tamed. I stood up, looking out the doorway.
I love that so much. It had the same tenderness. I just want to it had the same tenderness that have you read Kamala Das's grandmother, like her poem about her great grandmother, but it had that tenderness to it. It was really beautiful. Those are all the poets we had today. Very, very. Okay, go for it. No? Okay.
Let me have a look what I have.
Alright. Shall we wait?
You continue. Let you know.
Alright. Well, I just wanted to thank you guys for being here. And the fact that all of you have spent your morning here just shows that poetry is not dead. Poetry is not dead. So, support your young poets, support the new artists out there. It's very important. And lastly, my mom would like to say a few words if she's embarrassing.
I'm going to talk in Kannada. ನನಗೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಷ್ಟು ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಉಪಾಸನ ಮತ್ತು ಜತಿನ್ ಇಬ್ಬರ ಪೊಯಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಂಗೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ವಿಷಾದ ಇದೆ, ನೋವಿದೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಬೀಜ ಅಥವಾ ಸಸಿಯನ್ನ ನೆಟ್ಟಾಗ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ಹಾಕ್ತೀವಿ, ಕಸ ಹಾಕ್ತೀವಿ, ಮಣ್ಣು ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕ್ತೀವಿ, ಬೂದಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೀಳುತ್ತೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಸ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೀಳುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ನೋವು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಅನುಭವಿಸಿ ಹೂವಾಗಿ ಅರಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇವರಿಬ್ರು. ಅದನ್ನ ದಾಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಈ ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಸಂತೋಷವನ್ನು ಪಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಹೂವಿನ ಹಾಗೆ. ಮತ್ತು ನಾನು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಪಡ್ತೀನಿ ಜತಿನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಉಪಾಸನ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಪುಸ್ತಕವನ್ನ ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಕಾಶನವಾದ ಉಪಾಸನಾ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ನಿಂದ ಹೊರತರೋದಕ್ಕೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನನಗೆ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಇದೆ. ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಬೆಂಬಲಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಇವರನ್ನ. ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬರೀ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಮೊದಲನೆಯ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆ ಇವ್ರು ಇಟ್ಟಿರೋದು. ಇವ್ರು ಇಂತಹದೇ ಇನ್ನಷ್ಟು ಒಳ್ಳೊಳ್ಳೆಯ ಕೃತಿಗಳನ್ನ, ಇನ್ನೂ ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕೃತಿಗಳನ್ನ ರಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಸಾಹಿತಿಗಳಾಗಿ ಮುಂದೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಆಶಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹ ಇರಲಿ. ಇವತ್ತು ಈ ಪುಸ್ತಕಗಳನ್ನ ನೀವು ಕೊಳ್ಳಬಹುದು. ನಮ್ಮ ಇವರು ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟರ್ ಜೊತೆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬೈ ದಿ ಬುಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎನ್ಕರೇಜ್ ಯಂಗ್ ರೈಟರ್ಸ್.